Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in front of us is the all-new 2023 Lexus ES 350 F Sport. This model is finished off in Obsidian, and we'll go over the MSRP once we go over all the features and specs and get this out on the road. So we will start off today's review with what powers this F Sport. Underneath the hood, this has a naturally aspirated 3.5 liter V6. It's paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, pumps out 307 horsepower, 267 pound-feet of torque. That power sent to the front wheels. It weighs in right around 3,700 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds. Top speed is 131. It also has a fuel capacity of 15.9 gallons. You'll expect to see around 22 miles per gallon in the city and 31 out on the highway. So let's move on to the exterior styling now for this Lexus model. Most newer Lexuses have the hourglass design for the grille. For this model, it's finished off in black chrome. The Lexus badge is front and center, which is also a part of the adaptive cruise and all of that technology. Really nice cutouts for this grille too, providing a lot of cooling to that engine. There's parking sensors. This even has LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. I love this crisp design within the housing there. And the DRLs even make their way to the side of the vehicle there. So it's nice to see that. There's more gloss black trim on each side, and the lines from the grille actually make their way up to the hood. So I love how it's all incorporated together. It's a pretty wide grille, but it matches the front end of this very nicely. Now for the F Sport model, it provides it with these 19-inch wheels, which are finished off in gloss black. This even has the F Sport suspension as well, which is tuned, of course, to make this ride a little bit more sporty out on the road. There's the body-colored side mirrors with the chrome trim and the integrated turn signal. This has a sunroof too. There's more chrome surrounding the window trim, and then not as aggressive of lines as the front end, a lot more subtle running down the side. There is one line that's just above the door handles, however, and then a little bit of a curve for this rear fender flare, just to give it a little bit more of a aggressive design from the side, but it's very subtle, leading all the way to the rear, where this does have a body colored spoiler, the backup camera. There are LED taillights with more of that black chrome running right through the middle of the power trunk, all the parking sensors, more trim for that diffuser, and then the dual exhaust on each side. Now as we work our way to the trunk space, you can use the button on the key fob or the hidden button located on that right side, where you have a good amount of storage for this sedan. Now there is a spare tire up underneath the floor, and there's some items in here just to show you how much you can pack in the back. There's some tie-down hooks so you can secure any items. Now one thing, the back seats do not fold down, but there is that small cutout where you can put some items through if you need to do that. So you still have some access to get into the trunk from up front there. And then with the power trunk, you just push on that button, it will automatically close. Now what I love, you can actually lock and unlock this from the back door handles. Makes it a lot more convenient. Now this interior is full leather. There's this trim piece in the upper section, a little bit different of a trim on that release handle, has a 10-speaker audio sound system, and a little bit of storage in the lower section of that door. And then the black leather makes its way to the interior, where at 5'10", I will hop into the back. It's a pretty big sedan, so it's very easy to enter and exit. There's some storage pockets behind both front seats, air vents, and auxiliaries if you need to use those. And then to gain access to the trunk, we simply pull down the armrest with this lockable cover. You can get into there if you need to. This also has 2 cup holders, so very functional to have those. As far as visibility goes from the back seats, it's pretty open. So it's nice and spacious if you're riding in the back. Headroom at 5'10" is also pretty decent, so I can be comfortable in the back. Now for the driver door panel, there's all of the window controls, power folding side mirrors, memory seating adjustments, a little bit more storage in the lower section of that door, and plenty of leather, more of that trim. And then for these sport bucket seats, F Sport is up in the headrest. Beautiful design running down them. I love the lateral support. They are automatic seats, so all those controls are down on the side, and it is just as easy to enter these front seats. Now for the steering wheel, we have solid and perforated leather, the F Sport badge down below, as well as brushed aluminum for the paddle shifters there. It matches the trim very nicely. Let's fire this up though, and we can go over all the information on this gauge cluster. So what I love, currently you can see the tach right in the middle with the engine temperature on the left side, fuel gauge is on the right side, and I can scroll down, look at a little bit of information within that tach So just depending on what you'd like to see there, you have a few different things that you can monitor. And then if I push on this button over on the left side, the entire tack actually shifts to that right side, where now you can bring up more of this information in a full screen view on this left side. So you have all the standard safety features that you can scroll through. You can even go to this page here where you can look at some of the information that was provided within the middle, but there is some additional information like the G-force meter that you can see in a little bit larger of a screen. So it's pretty neat to see that. If you want to have more of a calm screen with that tack front and center, you can do that. On this left side, there's also volume as well as Bluetooth and voice commands. On the right side, there's the distance pacing, the lane keeping, mode, and tuning for the audio. And then over on the left side of the steering wheel, there's the fuel cap and the trunk release. There's also a little bit of storage if you need to place some items there. And there's also two controls on each side of the gauge cluster. The one on the left is for traction control, so you can turn that on and off. The one on the right side is for the different driving modes. So if I twist this down, that is for Eco. Going up once is Sport S. Going up again is Sport S Plus. And then pushing on it will put you into a custom setting or a normal setting. So it's nice that you have those adjustments. And then right in the middle with this screen, there's quite a lot of information to go through. The navigation is something that you can have for the system. There's shortcuts to music and phone. If I push on the vehicle there, you can go into all of the climate adjustments to quickly adjust those. There's comfort for the heated and ventilated seats, even the heated steering wheel, and you have some other information to go through along with all of these settings. So you can set this up the way that you'd like to. Not a whole lot of info, but it's super easy to use, laid out well, and it gives you everything that you need. There's also a clock on that left side, two air vents just underneath that, and then all of the climate adjustments are just underneath that. So if I turn on the fan speed, which you can see adjust in the upper section, we can go through the temperature for driver and passenger, a few other recircs, even the heated side mirrors, and then shut that off. There's also a 2-for-1 button with tuning, power, and volume for the radio. So there's a dial behind this one on the end, which is neat to see. There's some more radio adjustments, and then also physical buttons for the heated, ventilated, and heated steering wheel. So if you're not in that upper screen, you can quickly get to those. There is a little bit of storage in front of that, along with two cup holders. And then with the leather wrap shifter, which has a nice feel to it, there's the backup camera with a few different guidelines and camera angles, just depending on what you'd like to see. You can also use the paddle shifters, which we'll do once we get this out on the road. There's the auto hold behind that, along with a wireless charging pad, and you can even open up the center armrest two different ways with some auxiliaries that you can gain access to. And then for the glove box, just by pushing on that hidden button, you do have a good amount of space located down there. We have the manual adjustment for the sunroof, along with all the automatic adjustments for opening and tilting the sunroof, and then a good amount of visibility. There's also the touch sensitive dome lights up top, but now let's go ahead and get this out on the road. And still in Sport S Plus, here we go. With a mild acceleration, we are up to the speed limit. And like I said, it's not a quick car. I'm not doing a heavy acceleration for a new vehicle like this. But you're not buying this to be a performance-oriented sedan necessarily as far as speed goes. But as far as turns like this back road that I'm on, super, super solid. So if you want something that is going to handle well, if you're doing a lot of driving like this, you have the car to take these turns. So for a $50,000 car, you're getting a lot more luxury aspects to it, I would say. But with the F Sport, then you're adding some of those performance characteristics, or handling characteristics, I should say. The model that we're in right now is the F Sport handling. So like I mentioned earlier, the F Sport, this is the F Sport handling, which gives you that suspension as well. So it's nice. It's a nice blend. For a comfortable car, you can definitely rack up the miles behind this and be super comfortable driving this every single day. So if you're more on that luxury side, you want to be comfortable while you're driving this all the time, it's a pretty good Lexus model to get. Very spacious too for the size. It's not the smallest sedan from Lexus, so it gives you a good amount of space. And we are up to speed. I don't think it's underpowered by any means for the weight especially. So I think that is going to wrap it up for this 2023 Lexus ES350 F Sport. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick Lexus Northlake for providing this sedan for me today. Check out their website. Also give the video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.